All right, so now that we are all familiar with dilations and similar figures, let's go ahead and prove that two figures that are given to you are similar. We're going to have two different ways of doing that. We're going to have arithmetic proofs, which are ones that have numbers, and then we're going to have the traditional proofs, which is the ones you know and love. We're just going to add a couple of cycles, and they're actually pretty easy, and we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. So regardless of which type of proof it is, there are only three ways to prove that two triangles are similar. We've got side, 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 angle, or angle, angle. Third angle isn't necessary because if two of them are congruent, then the third one is congruent, and mathematicians are lazy. So we don't want to do that third angle. We only need two. That is sufficient. Now, when we say side or angle, when we say side, 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 or side, angle, side, when we're talking about angles, we're going to do what you normally do, which is you want to prove that the angles are congruent. So you'll either be given that information or you'll have to prove it somehow. But with sides, obviously we're not going to prove that sides are congruent because we're talking about similar figures, which means the sides are not congruent. We want to prove that the sides are proportional. And that we can do. So take a look at this situation right here. We want to prove that triangle MNO is similar to triangle TRS, or we want to at least check. Now, I want you to notice no angles have been given in this diagram, which means we're going to be working on side, side, side. So all you're going to do is you're going to identify your corresponding sides, and you're going to just figure out the scale factor for each pair of corresponding sides. And if they're all the same, then they're similar. And if they're not all the same, then they're not similar. Now, how do we identify our corresponding sides? Remember, we always go back to the similarity statement. Or if you have all the side lengths, you can also put smaller with smaller, middle with middle, and big with big, or whatever this ends up being. So, all right, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to do smaller, I'm going to use this. We're going to do smaller with smaller. We're going to do middle with middle, and we're going to do big side with big side. All right, let's see if these all come out to be the same thing. So let's start with the small sides. So I've got 6/4. We're always going to do the same triangle over the same triangle. If you don't, then you're not going to get the same thing. So I'm arbitrarily choosing to put the bigger number over the smaller number. You could just the same do this way. So 6 divided by 4 is 1.5. Okay. All right, so let's try the middle. So the middle sides are going to be 9/6, and that also divides to 1.5. So we're looking good so far, but you have to check the third side. So the third side is going to be 12/8. That also equals 1.5. And so the fact that these all come out to have the same scale factor means that these two are similar. So we would say yes, triangle MNO is similar to triangle TRS by side, 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 and then just put the similarity symbol behind that so it doesn't get confused with congruence. All right, let's try one more. Let's check to see if these are the same. So first of all, let's note that we have vertical angles right there. So there's our angle. So this one is going to be side, angle, side. So let's identify our corresponding parts. I'm going to do smaller with smaller, and I'm going to do bigger with bigger. Okay, so let's see. We're going to do 28 divided by 8. Let's see what that comes out to be. Bring the calculator up, 3.5. And then the other one is going to be 49 divided by 14. And that comes out to be 3.5. So this one works also. So this one is yes, triangle LMV is similar to triangle UTV by, this one is side, angle, side, similarity. Side, angle, side. Now, if it didn't work out, you would just say no. The sides are not proportional. And so that's all you have to say if it ends up being a no. Okay, moving on. If you want to pause the video here and work on the last page of the practice, you can do that. Or you can just keep moving forward here to the traditional proofs. So, traditional proofs are going to be just like the ones you've been doing so far, but they're actually a little bit easier. And the reason why is because you don't have the ability to do side, 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 or side, angle, side, because there are no numbers. So you can't prove that the corresponding sides have the same scale factor because you don't have any numbers to plug in. So that means that the only way to prove when in a traditional proof is angle, angle. So that takes the thought right there out of it. So it's less difficult because you already know you're going to be trying to prove two angles congruent. And by the way, there you go. That's even easier too, because now you only have to prove two parts congruent, not three like you're used to. So these are a little bit easier. There are two new cycles that I want to talk about. The first one is called CSSTP. So you're all familiar with CPCTC. Well, we're going to say CSSTP. So a picture for this would be like two similar triangles. Let's call this one ABC, and let's call this one DEF. And somehow we've proved that, let's say, angle A is congruent to angle D, and angle B is congruent to angle E. Okay, so here's what this looks like. You're going to have your proof, and then you're going to have ... and you're going to have, let's say, step 3, 4, whatever it is. We'll call it step 4 just for fun. Step 4 is going to be that triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF, and in this case, and in all cases, by angle, angle. Okay, and then with congruence, you would say that corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Well, that's not the case here, but what you do have is you have corresponding sides of similar triangles are proportional. Okay? Because that's what we have when we have similarity. The corresponding sides are proportional. So the conclusion for this would look something like the following. It may not be exactly this, but it's going to be something similar to this. It's going to be something that says like AB over DE equals BC over FE. Okay? So that's what these look like. If most of the similar triangle proofs that you're going to do, they actually stop here. But once in a while, they ask you to prove this. They ask you to prove this like proportion. When you do that, you prove that the two triangles are similar, and then your next step, always the next step, corresponding sides of similar triangles are proportional. Okay, now you might have to go one additional step beyond that. Okay, and that's going to be, I'm just going to call this, I'm going to call this cross multiply step, because this is really what it is. Okay, this is the cross multiply cycle. It looks like this. It's actually the exact same picture that we have above. Nothing changes. So I'm going to grab it. I want this right here. I want the exact same picture. There it is. Okay? Okay, now, again, you're going to have ... You're going to prove that the triangles are similar. You're going to have the CSSTP step. That does not change. Those two steps come first. But if it asks you to, you would actually cross multiply these two things. So this might look something like this, and that's called cross multiply for short. Its fancy term is product of the means equals product of the extremes. Oops, I misspelled that. Product of the means equals product of the extremes. And so the conclusion would look something like this. AB times FE equals BC times DE. So the easiest similar triangle proofs just ask you to prove that the two triangles are similar. So you would stop here. That would be the last step in the proof. A medium difficulty proof would ask you to go an additional step and say corresponding sides of similar triangles are proportional, and then your conclusion is going to be a proportional. And the highest level of proof is going to ask you to do this step too. So you're going to prove the triangles are similar, you're going to have the CSSTP step just like this, and then you're going to have a step that says product of the means equals product of the extremes, and your conclusion looks something like this. All right, let's try. In the interest of time, I'm going to give you the hardest kind of proof first because that covers all the easier levels. So here we have this, we've got angle RLN, that's this angle right here, congruent to RQP. It's this angle right here. So in my plan, I've got some given angles. Turns out in this one, I also have a reflexive right here. That gives me my angle in order to prove that triangle PQR is similar to triangle NLR. So you can see there's an angle in this triangle, and an angle in this triangle. So I've got enough to say that triangle is similar to triangle by angle, which means I'm going to have my CSSTP step next. This is the highest level proof, so I got to do all three. And then my last step is going to be the cross multiply step. Now, you don't have to sit here and watch me write this all out. I'm going to pause the video for each step so that you can just see it build. That way, if you need to, just pause and write out your steps. But it basically, I'm going to do the first part here, the given angles. All right, so now I've got my given angles. Now let me do my reflexive step. Okay, so I've got that angle PRQ is congruent to NRL. So that's this angle right here. There's my reflexive. Okay, so now let me start working through my similarity pieces. I've got my two angles congruent. Let me start working through my similarity steps. So let me do the first one. Okay, so triangle PRQ is similar to triangle NRL by angle. If this was the prove line, if they were asking you to prove that the two triangles were similar, you'd be done. You would not go any further. But since they're asking us to prove this, I have to go another step. So let me write that one out. All right, let's see where we are now. So I wrote it out. Corresponding parts of similar triangles are proportional. And I know I have to fill in a proportion. Now, the proportion wasn't given to me, so I'm not exactly sure what to put here. In order to figure it out, go up to your statement here, your proof statement. Notice that PR is being multiplied by NL. Since we cross-multiplied, that must mean that PR and NL are on a diagonal from each other. And then the other two you can put anywhere you want. I'm going to go ahead and put PQ here, and I'm going to put NR here. If I cross-multiply this proportion, I'm going to end up with this. Again, let me say, if this was the proof, you'd be done. You don't have to go to this last step. But they're asking us to do this, so I have to do the last step, and I'm going to go ahead and write it out now. All right, so there you have it. Product of the means equals product of the extremes, and my conclusion is the prove line. So steps 1, 2, and 3 would be an easy level proof. Steps 1 through 4 would be a medium level where you have to include the CSSTP step. And steps 1 through 5 would be the hardest level where you have to actually get to this cross multiply step. Obviously, since we're talking about angles, you are going to see a lot of parallel lines in these particular proofs. So remember all your cycles from parallel lines, they lead to congruent alternate interior angles, they lead to congruent corresponding angles. You're going to see that as you move through here. That's it. Go practice. I'm sorry for the long video, and there you go.